Are you ready to unleash your creativity and share your passion with live streaming and with confidence and at ease? With this step-by-step guide, I will walk you through the step-by-step and help you unlock the power of EVMUX with this user-friendly platform designed to elevate your live streaming game. And from the setup to execution, discover how to captivate your audience with professional quality streaming without the technical hassles. So get ready to unlock your full potential of your content and able to connect with your viewers like never before. And also, I want you to make sure you stay to the end, because guess what? I will have a couple of bonus features to show you on EVMUX. So I hope to see you at the end of the video. All right, here is the dashboard for EVMUX. You will notice that it is similar to other streaming platforms. All right, as you begin your journey with understanding EVMUX, it is a powerful tool that can simplify your live streaming. I do ask that if you please do not feel intimidated by this dashboard. If you already are using any other streaming services, it is all about the same. And then this is the main dashboard, and I will be putting in the top of the link to the previous video I made. And this is after you're setting up and you're in your dashboard. You will then go ahead and get your projects ready for your upcoming live streams. You have your projects first. This is your dashboard that we're in. You'll have your destinations, which I did cover in the previous video, your studios, your speakers, collaborators, and your settings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I set up my morning show. In this case, we just started recently your morning boost with Johnny and Mark. So I'm going to go in, and here's all my created videos for coming up this week. And today I'm going to go ahead and show you how I enter the studio. You have to enter the studio to get ready for your show. And if you followed the instructions on the last video, I did go through and show you how to upload as we're coming into the stream. This is what you will see once you do get set up for your live morning show. Now, there I am. And on this side here to your left, you have your dynamic scenes, which you will be in on your show. There's also pro scenes, but what I'm going to do is there's little tricks. Like, for example, I want to enlarge my screen a little bit more. It's not a lot, but I just hover, pull my mouse and left just to shrink that some, because I really don't need that there, but it's there. Then you have all your widgets and things you can set up for your show. Now, if you are on the free version, remember, some of these you will not be able to change out, but you still can use these. For example, you do have this EVMUX logo. If you're on the paid version, you can do your own. Then you have your video clips, which will be your countdown if you choose a countdown. Then, of course, you can do that there as well. Then you have your overlays, and again, with the overlays, that's your typical EVMUX overlays. And again, your basic backgrounds that they offer you for backgrounds. And when you do that, that's what you would see behind the scenes. Now, I am with the basic plan, and the reason I went with the basic plan is because when I was with StreamYard, they went up to over almost $500 a year. And with here, I only pay $233 for the year, or maybe $232 for the year. So, of course, it was a no-brainer. I switched over. And I've been on EVMUX now since November of last year, of 2024. And I have to say, it is a game changer. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I want to add things, again, I'm not sure how much you can add. In the previous video I did, you will see the different features for each level that you do have, whether it's the free version, basic, or your professional business plan. So what I'm going to do is, I already uploaded all my files that I need for all my shows, and I'm going to add my logo. I don't want to use their logo because I do have the paid version. So I'm going to come right here to logo, add the plus sign, and then anything I've uploaded will be here in my files that I've already uploaded. And so in this case, I'm going to add my logo. As you add it, it will be here. You have to click it to show, and as you see, it's right here, but it's pretty large. So then I just take my little dial and I bring it down to about the size I want. Now, also with video clips, I do have my own video clips that I use, and I already have them already done and uploaded. You will then have to make sure you do upload them, because once you upload them, they are already there for you. So with the video clips, I went ahead, add, and here's all my video clips for the morning. So what I want to do is I want to add first my morning show boost intro, and then it's there. Then I'm going to add my I got the dollars, let them have it, that everyone put together and we did a video for. And I'm putting these in order for the in the way I'm going to use them for the morning show. Then I have my super chat for those who do super chat or super stickers. And if somebody happens to join during the show as a member, I do have my members a video. Then on the end of the video, I always end with the credits for those who are members of my video on my channel. So then I'll add that clip. Then, of course, I do have my outro. And the reason I do those two at the end is because that gives everybody who has been in the chat during the show a final goodbye for everybody. And I don't like to say the word goodbye, but their final thoughts and or telling everybody have a great day and that kind of thing. And it gives them that kind of time at the end of my live show. Then I have my overlays. And in each one of these, you can add as many as you want. Now on this one, we have the overlays. I'm going to delete that one. And you can remove and delete and add anything you want in each section. Again, I'm not sure how much you can do in the free version, but I did cover that in my last video. And in this case, now I want to add my overlays. First, I always do my little sunrise, sunset pictures. I just like clicking on those at the beginning. And that's between each video clip. Then I have this one that says everything comes to you in the right moment. Little saying. Then I have my everything's better when we're together as a community. And then I have my heart and hands that I do after each show. And that's all there. Now background. You can either use these backgrounds, like in this case, if you click on it, that's what it would be in the background. If I remove myself, you will see that it's a moving background. It's a graphic background, same as this one. This one's not as dramatic. And then, of course, you have their background, which has their star and their logo. But I'm going to add my own. And again, I've already uploaded it, so I'm going to add new. And then I'm going to come right here to my background, which is this one. It's a 30-second background. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the screen. That way, that's what's playing in our background. Now, I'm going to add myself to the screen. There I am. And it's kind of plain. And this is just some of the other things that you can do extra. For example, with the brand. You can do any of these items, but I use the style 1 for one reason. And that's because I like to show the date and time on my ticker at the bottom of my screen. Then you can change your coloring. And I love going with my favorite color is purple. And you can choose anywhere you want on their dial, and it changes your coloring on your wording under your, what they call that again? Your banner. That was a brain freeze. You lower a ticker, you lower a bar, and then that part is done. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to your lower third is what they actually call that in here. It's called the lower third. Then I'm going to customize it. Now what I want to do is I leave it at 12. And then you can pick where you want that lower third bar on your screen to show up. I usually use the left corner. You can do the right in the middle or at the bottom. It doesn't matter what you choose. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a different style. And I always use this style. Now, when you do the different styles, there are so many to choose from. You can pick and choose. And if you like them, then use them. If not, you don't even have to. But if not, you won't get it with the basics. So I'm going to click that off. Now, when I go to add, oh, you know what? I didn't save it. Duh. Choose. I want that one. And it's showing here. I got it at 12 inches or the size of 12, my coloring. And you can also change the background coloring. If you don't want the purple and white or whatever color you choose, you can also choose a secondary color. When I close that, there it is. It's right there at the top. And if I want to make myself bigger, I just click there. And there it is. And it's right here. Now, you don't see this all the way because it's on the actual EVMUX streaming, but you will see it correctly on your phone or device that you use to watch a live show. Once you do all of that, you can also pick a framing to go around your picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower myself. I like to have it like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my border. And this border is actually going to go around my square. And that's what I like to use on that is just a couple of little things you can use. You can change it out. You can change the coloring. You can change the size. Anything you want, you can change on here. And so this is basically when you're doing the dashboard setup for when you go live. These are some of the essential little extra things that are available for you. And also, you can do things like split screen. If you have another screen, if you share a screen, you can do the share screen. Then you're going to go to your settings. In your settings, you have your camera, whatever camera you're going to use. Then you have your audio, whichever your volume is going to come out of your device. You want to make sure you have that correct one. And depending on which one you use, you need to make sure that's there, or hit auto and it'll automate do with that for you. Then I'll go to my audio and I want to make sure my correct microphone that I'm using for my show is there. It says my Yeti, which that's what I use. And my default headphone speakers is the one that comes with the computer. And that's what I have here. Then you have your virtual backgrounds. If you want to do green screens, you can also do social comments. For example, I want to make sure I get notification for these you have to do per show once you have it set up. Notification when YouTube Super Chat Super Stickers come through. You can check both of those off, and that'll give you a notification when you're live. Then you have your advanced setting. Everything else is typical, and I'm going to leave that alone. These are the only ones I do every show. Sound of notification when participants enter your studio. You want to hit that so you get a notification. Mute all participants' feed dynamics when you're playing a video clip. So yes, I want to do that. And then you're done. Just hit the X mark. And that is basically the basics for when you go live for you to set up when going live. Now, when you want to do the layers, you just go here and add them here. You can also add music. With the music, it has a max of 6. You have things like the horn, crowd applause, doorbell. Notice as I'm clicking them, you still hear each one in the background. It will continuously play until it's finished. And you can overlay them if you want. You can do one at a time. Or if you choose to change them, you can change any one of these. You can only have 6 max on the actual sound effects. And if you have others, you can download them and then make sure you change it by hitting the 3 dots. You can replace the sound. And you can also change the volume on it and just upload whatever you want. There are some basics here you can choose from. If you like those, add it to it and it'll replace that one. Because the max you can have is 6. Then you have your music. You can also upload music to here where it'll play in the background, and you can also adjust the sound and the volume by going here, and you can adjust the volume to where it can play a little softer in the background. You can have music constantly playing while you're live. You can do that as well and adjust it however you would like. Hear that while you're talking, you don't want it overused, so you want to make sure you adjust the volume accordingly. And the same thing here, you can edit your list by hitting edit, and you can upload your own music by going to your files and uploading your music that way as well. Other than that, you can change your songs, add your songs, and I don't believe there is, as far as I know, there is no limit for these, but you do have your basics that they give you automatically, but you can also add your own if you choose to. All right, this portion I'm going to show you how you can, if you have a show that you're doing and you have a co-host, someone who helps you run your show, you can do collaborators. Or if you have a guest speaker that's coming on, you can also hit speaker. You would have to enter their email, add a speaker, add their email, and then it'll send them an invite. And it gives them a special link for them to join your show. If you have a collaborator, then here you would go ahead and add it. In this case, Mark is my co-host on the morning shows. So I sent him a link. And so now he can also run the show with me. If I have to step away, get a phone call, something happens, and I need him to step in, he can also run the show. You have to send them an invite. And the best thing about this, no matter how many projects you have, you can send an invite for one per show or project as you see fit. So in this case, I have multiple projects. So if I go into my studios, or if I go to my projects, I want to see all my projects, I can go to each project and send a specific invite to each show to be part of the show and help me run the show. Because of the fact that, like with the other platform I came from with StreamYard, you can only have 2. But if you needed more, you had to pay extra. Where this, there is nothing to pay extra. You can have one co-host or help someone collaborate with you, one per show. And it's free. so you don't have to pay extra for that. So I did my regular morning shows. I have my hump day, my bingo, how to set up EVMUX in steps. That's how I do my recordings. And then, of course, you have my morning boost. And each one of those, you can have an individual help you run your show when you're going live. All right, another feature I would like to point out that I really enjoy. Usually I'm in a light mode, but I like this dark mode. And if you choosing this, and the reason I choose dark mode when I'm live is because of the brightness and the lighting. If you were to come right here, there's a little bright light bulb looking thing right here. If you click on it, it changes it to bright mode. To me, that's too bright when I'm doing a live. So I like to keep it in dark mode. And it's just a matter of clicking this little click right here and changing dynamic of what it looks like while you are live. And I like this. I find it better. When I learned about this little extra little feature, I'll only leave it in dark mode now. And you can always change that. And also in your settings, when you go into your settings, you can also edit your actual logo projects. Adding a logo, you can change it. It has to be 500 by 500. You can actually just do a small description and your time zone when you want to have this done, and then it's part of your project. And then when you're done, just make sure you hit save. And now when it's time for you to go live, you can always check to make sure you are in the right project for the right show. Right here at the top, you see edit destination. You have your destination where it's going to, and right here is a little calendar. If you hover over it, it tells you the time and the date you're going to go live. That way you know you're in the right studio. When I first started, I was in the wrong studio, and I was wrong. My show went live, but I wasn't there because I was in a different one. So that's how I learned that this little calendar can tell you exactly what show you're going to be getting ready to go into, so you're not in the wrong one waiting to go live. One of the things I like about this too is when you do go live, you do have another little pop-out. And what I do is I do not let it record my morning shows or any live shows, because that's part of your data for the actual, just like in StreamYard, where it would collect all your shows, and then all of a sudden after the oldest ones get deleted, I don't even worry about that. So I just hit take off the check mark for recording, and then when I go live, you're gonna hit start, and it's gonna ask you nothing. It's just gonna go live. So once you go live here, you have to hit start to go live. And I'll show that in the next portion of the video, or I will be showing a part of that when we go live. And now that you're ready to go live and you're setting up and you've already sent your links out for those who may be signed up for you with a collaborator, and now you have guests coming on your show, what I do, and this is the easiest for me, is you go right here where you're going to be in that studio, your project that you're going to be going live with. And right here where it says invite, you're going to click on this and it'll give you a link that you can email. You can send in an Instagram, a Facebook Messenger. You can go live as a guest on a phone or a device like a tablet, but you have to make sure you give them the link to join you. And that's where you would hit copy. It'll copy this link for you, and then you can send it to them in an email and or any other device that they're going to be using to go live. One of the things I want to point out, there was a question that someone asked me in reference to, can I do these lives on my phone? Well, the answer to that is the only way you can go live, there is no app for this EVMUX on a phone. But if you have a link and you're a guest on someone's channel for their live show, you can join on your phone or tablet as long as you have the invite link to join them on their show. Now, as this portion of being a guest on a show, when you get to the link and you got the link and you're coming in as a guest, this is what you're going to see when you first enter. First, you want to make sure you have your correct name for your channel. And then you're going to go to the wheel. You want to make sure you have your correct camera that you're going to use. And of course, it does have the camera audio correct if that's what you're using for that camera. Then you're going to go to audio. And you want to make sure you have the echo cancellation checked off, auto gain control checked off, and your background noise reduction checked off. That is the settings you want to do when before you even get into a stream. Then you're going to join the broadcast. When you join the broadcast, you're going to come in, and this is like your basics. All right, as you see right here at the bottom, this is going to be where everyone, and you see there's a little V circle arrow down. This is where you're going to see everybody in the tray who is on the panel of the same show you are on as a guest. Now, on this one, you want to still do the same thing. You can change the dark mode or light mode. I prefer the darker mode so it's not as bright when you're live. Also, then you can see right here, you still see everybody at the bottom. You can either, you can either hit the little arrow. It's going to be somewhere down below here, below the main screen as a guest. You can hit the arrow down and it brings it away. Now, in the chat as a guest, you will not be able to comment and chat while you're live on an EVMUX Live. Now, they are working on that. I did send them an email wanting to know why we cannot, as a guest, my guests cannot chat in there. They told me they are working on it, but as of right now, it's not available yet. But they're working on it. But one of the things about the chat, this is where you're going to see the comment where it says comments. This is where you'd see the comments throughout the show. If you're a host and it's an auction, you'll have this little funnel looking thing right here in the comment section. You're going to hit that, and instead of it being a chat, it's called comments. You have all show, you have the super chats, star. So if somebody in your panel that is running an auction stars your items, you can just go to the little star right here, click on it, and it shows you everything there is stored in that live stream. And then you want to go back to your regular chat, then you can hit all show all. Now, because you cannot type in through the EVMUX comments when you're live, you would have to pop out your YouTube auction chat you are on with the live, and then you would have to type in the YouTube chat itself. Now, one of the things about this is that if you're not wanting to deal with the chat, you can also close it and enlarge your screen that way. Or if you would like to keep up with the chat and your starred items, you can do that and leave it at the starred, so you'll see all your stars. But right here at the bottom, right next to the light and dark mode, there's one that says full screen mode. Now, say for example, I'm in live, going in live, and I don't want all this. I want to make my screen larger. Just hit the little one that says full screen and watch what happens. Everything else is perfect. Now, at any given time, you can even go back here and hit exit, and it brings you back. Or you can just minimize it by hitting that little arrow up and down and side to side. Now, one of the things with this, you do have your private chat. Now, this private chat will be either as a group, and then you can also talk back and forth with anyone else who is a guest on the show or your host by commenting back and forth in the comment section with the group. For example, you would have to hit group, and you can type here, and it goes to that person. One of the things you're going to notice that you're going to see a little red dot under the word private chat, and when you're live, and we'll show you that a little later, then that way you'll know you better check that every now and then and see if you have a notification there. But as a guest, this is what you're going to see. You can also turn your camera off. You can turn your mic off. You can also share a screen if you're a guest on someone's channel and you want to share a screen about something you want to promote or share, and your host is allowing you to do so. You can also share here and share screen. Then, of course, this is for sharing media, a video. But that'll be between you and the host of the show. And this is what it would look like when you are a guest on any show on EVMUX. All right, whenever you're getting ready to go live, one of the things I do want to point out with your comments, this is where you're going to go live and you can see your YouTube chat when people are typing in your chat. But just to let you know, there's the comment portion here. If you're hosting the show, you do have a private chat and you can type in the chat, but you will not see any communication. And I'm going to lower this so I can enlarge my screen. And right here, they have the typical sample comment when you can highlight it and communicate with those in your chat. But you will not see anything here until you actually physically go live, which I'll show in the next step. But right here is where you're going to go to your comments and you can highlight and go through when you are live. But you will not see this until you do go live. And then I'll show you how I do that step as soon as I go live on this next show that I'm going to do. And as I get ready to go live, I'll show you the next step on how I do it and be able to see your chat in the YouTube once you go live. All right, as I'm getting ready to go live, you'll see that I do have a background on. And what I'm going to do is as we get ready to go live, I will then change it to an overlay. And once I go to hit live, I'm going to show you what I do when going live to be able to communicate with everyone in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'll start the show with us off the screen. We're not on the scene, so we're off. And what we'll do is we'll hit go live right here. And I'm going to mute myself here and take the camera off. We're going to go live. I'm going to hit start. And once it initiates, I'm going to go into the comment section. And I'm going to scroll up until I get all those in comments. Because a lot of times if there's a lot of people, you won't have it all the way. So I scroll up until I get that first comment. I'm going to go to my layer. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the first sun scene. And I'll play my first video, get it started. and then I'm changing the scenery overlay for when that video ends. Then I'll go into the next video. And then, of course, you can see your chat and communicate that way. Now, also, at this time, you want to make sure you add yourself and your guest to the panel. I'm going to minimize this, turn my camera on. Once this is off, I'll turn my mic off, and then I'll hit comments. And then at this time, because I am here, but I'm muted, I will then go to my comment sections, and then I can unmute, and now we're going to go live. Watch this. Hello, hello, good morning, and welcome. How is everybody doing today on this Thursday morning? Good to see everyone. Now we're going to go and see who was first in the chat, and that was Jeffrey. Hello, good morning, and welcome, Jeffrey. How are you doing? Good to see you. All right, if you stayed this long to the end of the video, here is your bonus of a tip that I'm going to show you. Something I learned on how you can reuse what you've already done, and you don't have to work harder. This is the way I'm going to work smarter. All right, with this tip, I'm going to show you when you go into your studio and you have the multiple weekly shows of the same thing, what you can do is go into your studio for that show. Here's my projects that I've already done previous week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my studio where I say show more. This is where I've done these shows already for the last week. And what you can do is go into the first weekly show or the last show you've done. Right here is the one I already did once. I figured I'd do another one to show you. Right here where I've copied it from last week. This is when I tried this last week. I'm going to enter the studio, but before I do that, I want to go right here to the three dots right along the same show that I'm going to copy, because you notice I copied that one already. I'm going to go to the three dots over here to the right, and I'm going to hit duplicate. So let me duplicate that. Yes, I do want to duplicate that session. And right here, it'll give me another one that says copy, because I already copied it once. I'm going to enter the studio. Now, when I enter the studio, this is where the trick is and the tip on how you can reuse your old setups for previous shows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself off, make myself bigger here. And right here at the top where I got the word go live, edit destination, and your logo right here where your destination is, click the arrow down, hit that word edit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change my date here. And this will be, I already did the 14th, 15th. Now this will be the 16th. So I'm changing my date. Your morning boost with Johnny and Mark. My description's already there. I don't have to redo it. I'm going to scroll down in here. It's going to be public. And I'm going to hit schedule for later. Come here. This will be for the 16th. Continue. The date would be, time is 8:30. Already on the AM because I'm doing these early in the morning. And I'm going to hit continue. Then I'm going to hit the thumbnail, and guess what? That's all you got to do. And when you're done, hit save and publish. When you go back to your main dashboard, which in this case will be the project that I'm working in, I will back out of the platform. Now I'm back in my studio, and here's my date. It says copy here. But when I go into the actual listing, it should say my new show for that morning. I think I know what I did wrong. Let me go back into that studio because I just realized what I did. They shouldn't have the word copy in the title, but let me double check. It should not be. And edit again. Nope, it does not say edit. So that's good. Save and update. All right, now I'm back out of that. And that's how you reuse your old product projects for when doing another show. And again, it's going to say the word copy, but the date is correct. So now I have 14th, 15th, and 18th. Now I'm going to come with this one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to my more studio, and I want to go to the next one that's a duplicate. That one says the 9th. So let's go ahead and duplicate this one, and I'm going to hit again, three dots, duplicate, yes. Now I'm going to come up here and hit enter studio because it's always the top one at the top. Then I'm going to enter my studio. Minimize that. Come back up here. No, I don't want to go live. I want to edit because it already went live. I'm going to change this date to the 17th. Scroll down, schedule for later, turn that into the 17th. Continue, 8:30, already on the AM. Now you want to be careful because it depends on when you're setting your shows up. Usually if I do it before 12 noon, it'll automatically be 8 AM. If I do it anytime after noon, it'll be PM. So you got to make sure you change it accordingly depending on when you're making your shows. Yes, it's April 17th at 8:30 AM. Continue. Then I'm going to come here, add my thumbnail. I can do all of these for the week now in less than 15 minutes. And I already created, nope. Let me cancel that. Close that because I accidentally scrolled and made it larger. That's all you can do. And hit crop. Once you hit crop, there's your thumbnail. There's my show for April 17th at 8:30 AM. And everything else is already there. Yes, my destination's already there. Now I'm going to hit save. That is the best feature that I enjoy about EVMUX when having to set up my shows for the week. And I do 4 of the same show every day, Monday through Thursday. And that's how you can do yours just as easy. And then another bonus tip I want to point out is when you are live, you will notice that anything you're running, you will see like right here in the comment section, there's a little red dot. That means you have a comment highlighted. If you're doing a banner and you have the banner scrolling, you'll see that little red dot changed to banner. But also right here at the bottom, if you're sharing screen, you'll see a red X right here. That's just a couple of little extra tips I would give you to let you know that something is running in the background, whether it is comments that you're running or banner that you're scrolling. As you see, I got them both up here. And then, of course, your red dot if you're sharing screen. Remember, whatever it is you want to show in sharing screens, you want to make sure you highlight whatever it is you have here at the bottom to share to your screen. And that is the bonus. So in this case, because I copied this one, I'm going to go back and remove all of these. And it's a matter of just removing. And it's going to be easier to add, which is my typical clips for this hump day auction that I do here on every Wednesday. And so I'm going to delete back out of these because I like to have them in order. You don't have to. You can go to what you already had there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them. I like to add them in order. So as of right now, we do have our new April 2nd intro. I want to make sure you can hover over it. It won't play, but if you hover over it, it'll show you what it is. But when you click on it, it'll add it to your video clip. There's my first one. And then I will do my other intro. That was my 75K video that I do, that everybody pitched in and did during the community. Then I have my Super Chat Super Stickers videos, which I'll add those next in that order. I like to have them in order because it's easy for me. Yes, I'm a little organized with this as well. It just helps me in order so I know which video to play next. Then I'm going to do my, like right here, I have this. I already know that is my videos for members. Credits, so I got to remove that one because I've updated it since that date. And I'm going to come up here and upload a new video. And then I need to go to my members folder. Then I'm going to go into my members folder 2025. And we're in the month of April, so I'm going to go to April. And that was my newest one, April 7th. So I'll double click that. Now what's going to happen is it's going to upload. You'll get this notification that it's uploading right here. And after it's done, it'll show you the percentage of where it's at while it's uploading. Once it has been completed, I will then be able to add it to my uploaded on my program for the live show. As soon as it clears that bar, it's done. So I'm going to add it. There it is. And I'm going to add another clip, which is my outro. And again, I have all these already set up. So if you use these, like I showed at the beginning, you should have these already. And again, this is just the way I'm setting it up for live. And then I have one more clip I want to add, which is our down memory lane. Need that one. Patrick. This is our rapid fire round for those who want to do a rapid fire round. Now, if you want to make sure those are your correct files, you can either hover over it. It'll actually show you a sneak preview without playing it as you go. Or you can click on it to make sure it's the correct one. That is correct. And I already know that one is correct. Then there's my Super Chat Super Stickers. I'm just hovering over it. And it'll play, and that means that it is the correct video. And then this one is my members. I always give credit to those who are members of my channel. And I already know that is the correct one because that's April 7th. Then I have my little outro. And then I have my rapid fire round. So those are all correct. Then I have my overlays. Then again, if you have these already downloaded, you can add to your show. And you can add them here. As long as you've downloaded them already, they will be right here. because that's what I start the show at with that one. And then as I play each clip, when I play that clip, I will have that one open, then I'll change to the second one for the second clip, and then when I go live. So that way it's easier for me to have something on the screen in between each video clip. And then, of course, I have my background on this one. I always use this back one here, which is for the background that I like using. At this portion, you want to go ahead and do your branding. And then, of course, this will be your basic. You're going to have your color. You can pick your basic color. I have mine in default. And with that, you can also change your font, different fonts on your writing that you would like for your font. On this one, I do have... I want to show date and time ticker for everything that is showing on the channel. I do have my banners for my members and are my guests on the show. And then when I show this, if you look right here, it'll show the date and timestamp that I'm doing that for that guest. So that'll be there for that one. Then, of course, I have all my banners for my guest. Then I'm gonna, as they come on, I can get that one off. So let me remove that one. Remove. Yes. You can add more. Create. When you're creating and you want it as a ticker, just make sure you have the word ticker here, and it'll scroll at the bottom of the screen. And then we'll close that one. There's somebody coming in, and I'll show you how that works. Now, as you can see right now, I do have someone at the bottom, and that is Miss Denise. As you hear right now, I did not bring her up on the screen, but listen as she talks. Say hello, please.
Hello.
Now, you hear her? That is because right here at the bottom corner, you have that listen offstage feeds. Anytime your guests come in, you want to make sure they have that off, because even if they're not added to the screen, you can hear them in the background. So you want to turn that off. Even if you're a guest or you have a live show, you want to turn that off by turning it red. As you saw, that is blue. You turn it and it turns red. That means it's done. Now, if Miss Denise were to talk again, I should not hear her. Exactly. I don't hear her. So then what you're going to do is when you add somebody to the screen, you just go right here and add to the scene. And as you add it, there she is. And so that's how you would add a guest, but you want to make sure your guests turn that listen offstage feed off, so there's no backup or any feedback when you do go live, even if you're just in the back room. I'm about ready to ask you something that's free. Right below the video, there's that word subscribe. Would you please do me a favor? Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when I come out with any other videos. Right next to it, hit the notification of all so you don't miss out when I do come out with more videos, or how-to, as well as my lives. But most importantly, leave me those comments. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know, because guess what? I will reply to each and every one of those questions, and guess what? You never know when your question becomes another video coming soon. All right, if you enjoyed this video about EVMUX and you want to learn more, I do have a couple of more videos that I've already done in the past. You'll find that playlist right up here. Maybe here? Should be here. And it'll be a playlist of the latest videos that I've done on EVMUX, and along with a playlist that has a lot of how-to videos that I've done on this channel. Hope to see you there. Hope you enjoy it, and please leave me those comments. And if you have any other questions, let me know.